Welcome back to the channel, and today we have a fun video. I got an email the other day from a buddy that I went to high school with. He said he just got into knives and he wanted me to build him a solid knife collection, and he gave me some criteria. And instead of emailing him back a bunch of suggestions, I figured why not make a video and he can actually see the knives and know why I think they would be good choices. So if anybody else wants to do this video and tag me, I could point him to those videos as well. So these were the criteria. He wanted a dress knife, and he wanted a fun fidget knife, a lightweight knife, a budget knife under $70 that is versatile, a hard use knife, a good corrosion resistance knife, a good slicer, a front flipper, a fifth pocket carry knife, and a classic popular knife. So let's get started with the dress knife. I picked out the Wee Knives Espirt. Now this one might be a little bit over that budget, but he told me I could go a little bit over the $200 price point for his dress knife, and he's not into traditional knives, so I think this is an outstanding choice. I love the Wee Espirt. I've always loved it. I don't think it got the love that it deserved. This is a Ray Laconico design. It's a versatile drop point blade, 20 CV blade steel. You can get it in this beautiful marbled carbon fiber, contoured scales, titanium frame lock. It's nice and smooth. You have a thumb stud deployment, and you also have a front flipper on this one. Good ergonomics, good size, and overall, I just don't think you could lose with this. And then if you don't like carbon fiber, they also have it in an orange peel titanium. Number two, the fun and fidget knife. I had to go with the Civivi Vision FG. Now mine is wearing some aftermarket aluminum scales, but they have G10 options, they have wood, they have Ultim, they have micarta, so there's something for everybody. It's got beautiful action. It's got a unique locking system with the super lock, so you just pull this back and it releases that lock. Snappy, and it's got a nice utility style Nitro V blade, and you can also choke up on it. Just an outstanding knife for the money, and this is one instance where the more affordable option is, in my opinion, better than the premium version. I think it's fidgety, it's fun, and it's a great knife. For the lightweight option, I went with the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight, mainly because it would have been out of this one or the Benchmade bug out. But I think for what you're getting here, especially this one, you can get it coated, non-coated. This is a GP Knives exclusive. I will have every knife in this list linked down below. And that was another thing. I wanted all these knives to be available, because what's the point of recommending something to him and he can't purchase it? So I went with the Manix 2 because it's lightweight, it's nice and comfortable because of the wider handle scales. You can choke up on it. It's very slicey. It's got that nice leaf-shaped drop point. The Rex 45 on here just gets ridiculously sharp. I've been doing testing with this one, and I haven't been at adult yet. I've been stropping it up, so that's partly one of the reasons why. And just overall, the lightweight Manix is an outstanding knife. It's very comfortable. It's got a lot of textures on it to hold it in your hand. It's got a deep carry wire pocket clip. It's reversible, a very strong lock. Number four, for the versatile budget knife under $70, I had to go with the Vosteed Raccoon. This is an outstanding knife. My favorite of the bunch is the crossbar lock. This is the newest version with the aluminum textured scales, and it also has a Nitro V blade. A lot of the other ones have 14C blades. It's a very comparable steel, so I wouldn't be down if you got one or the other. I've tested their 14C pretty extensively, and it performs really well. These are slicey blades, very versatile because you have that low drop point. You can use that tip for things. You got enough straight edge to cut into things, to slice into things. You got beautiful action on these. And another reason why I picked the Raccoon is because there's so many different options. You can get the same and all coated with micarta scales. You can get it a button lock. You can get it with crazy scales, Raffier Noble scales. Get it with a satin blade. You can get it in a cleaver shaped blade, as they call it, with a blasted stonewash blade. This one's in 14C, this one's in Nitro V, this one's in Nitro V, and this one's in 14C. So there's tons of variations. They also have G10 scaled options. My pick for the hard use knife has to be the Cold Steel AD10. Now mine is wearing some aftermarket micarta scales. However, the G10 scales that come on it are very comfortable because they're contoured scales. It's got a beautiful drop point. It's super tough. It's got the tried and true reliable triad lock. It's fairly lightweight for how big and chunky it is because it has aluminum liners that are plenty tough enough. I've beat on this knife. I've abused this knife, and it's held up with flying colors. The action on these 8010s are so smooth. I can even flick mine out. Very comfortable knife with the contoured black G10 scales that come on it. S35 VN steel, so you're getting a nice premium steel. And this could double as a work knife, a hard use beater, a hunting knife, whatever you want to use it for. It's going to be a good option. Now, I did slap an aftermarket pocket clip that I got off of Etsy. It's a deep carry clip. I don't love the one that comes on it. It's just a little bit stiff, but it's doable, I guess. However, if he reaches out and he wants to know where I got that from, just like anybody else, I would try to find that link for them. Then I was thinking about the good corrosion resistance knife, and of course, at first I had the Native 5, they had the Magna Cut now, and they also had the LC200N one. But a lot of the ones that I was thinking about are from Spyderco, and they were lightweights. So I wanted something that I like the knife a lot, and it's not a lightweight since we already have the Manix on his lightweight category. So I chose the Kizer Drop Bear. Now this one has just come back. It's got that snowflaked or whatever they were calling it, titanium with the crossfade ano on it. It's got their adjustable clutch lock, which is a cool thing to have in his collection, being that he doesn't own any of these knives. Beautiful action. You can adjust the tension on the Omega springs inside the crossbar lock. It's got different little holes, and that'll either lighten the tension or strengthen it. It also comes with a spare set of Omega springs. One of them is a stronger spring, so if you need more tension, you can swap it to that spring. I don't know which ones come on it now. You get a long functional row of jimping there. It's a good size. It's a comfortable knife. It comes either with a milled titanium clip like this one, or the more affordable options come with this bent deep carry clip. You know, this is another great option. This one's not going to be, this one's in 154 cm. This one's in LC200N. So this one's going to be great at corrosion resistance, or if you just like the knife and you don't care about corrosion resistance, this is probably one of my favorites as well with the micarta. They also have it in a black blade. You can also get them in fat carbon fiber. You know, if that's something you'd like to add to your collection, I think that's another cool thing. There's so many different drop bears. Like I said, I will link whatever I can find available down in the description, but that's another reason why I chose the drop bear. This fulfills his corrosion resistance knife, or he could choose carbon fiber handle scale material with upgraded blade steel. This one's got S35 VN. I have a 20 CV one with fat carbon, or if you want to try out micarta, you know, there's just lots of options, just like on that Vosteed Raccoon. Next, we went to Slicer, and it was a no-brainer for me. It was a quick grab, and I had to go with the Civivi Qubit, because this is not an expensive knife. I think it's like $60, or it's in that vicinity of the $60 price point. You're getting aluminum scales with no liner, so this thing weighs nothing. And it's got some beautiful softening around those edges, so it's very comfortable in hand. It's got a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. It's a button lock, and the action on this button lock is remarkable. And then when it comes to slicing this one checks all the boxes for a production knife pretty much, because you have thin blade stock, which already should slice pretty darn well as long as you have a sharp edge. And this one comes down nice and thin behind the edge. So you have that thin blade stock, thin edge, sharp edge. This thing's going to perform very well, like it did in my testing. I mean, this one just absolutely blew me away for its comfort. The quality matched with the price is just bar none. You got that beautiful drop point, so this could be a highly versatile blade as well. Yeah, it's hard to beat the Qubit. It really is. Then when I got to front flippers, there's 9 gazillion front flippers out there, but I had to think, what's one of my favorite front flippers at this time? And to me, it's the CJRB Ekko. Preferably this Ekko. You can get this one for $200. It's got beautiful titanium scales. It's a button lock. It's got this nice micro milling, or you can get it with lava flow fat carbon. The front flip in action, you can do the reach around on it. Regular. You can do the knuckle roll. You can do all the things. It's a comfortable knife. It's a versatile knife. And this one is in CPM S90V steel. So it's going to have excellent edge retention. It's one of my favorite steels for edge retention. It's comfortable. This one comes with a beautifully contoured milled titanium pocket clip. Or you could go on the budget end of it, and you don't have to go with the button lock. You could go with contoured micarta scales and a liner lock. Deep carry clip. This one is in their AR PM9 steel, which is also a powdered steel like that CPM S90V, except the edge retention is not going to be near as good as this one, but it's no slouch for the price you're paying for these. So they're both great. I would just go with this one over this one. If the money wasn't a problem, go with this one. If you want to save a few bucks, you could go with this one. They also have the button lock version in the cheaper format as well. For a fifth pocket carry knife, this was a quick decision because this is my favorite for the money, and that is the Civivi Baby Banter. It's a little big knife. Not only does it fit in my fifth pocket, but my medium-sized hands, because of that forward choil, I can easily get 4-finger grip on it. The drop point blade is going to be very versatile. You can easily get that tip down on the things to do some fine cutting. You have enough blade to break open a box, open an envelope, cut off a string off a shirt or something. Very non-threatening. Then this year they dropped this one that is probably my favorite at the moment. I go back and forth. I love that blade, but this one comes with contoured micarta scales. This one's flat G10 or micarta. Nitro V steel, which is an excellent steel for the price. Deep carry pocket clip on these. Now, he's a righty, so it's not as big of a deal, but the drop point versions tip up right hand carry only. This one, the Wharncliffe version, is reversible, and the Wharncliffe version comes with contoured scales. This one's the purple micarta. It's like a canvas micarta, gives you extra grip. And talk about if you're looking for a good utility blade shape, this is outstanding. You know, easy to, if you need to cut out something real precise, you can easily do it with that nice fine tip there. If you needed something with a little bit more power out of the two, that straight edge is going to be the most powerful, because when you're pushing down into something, you get that power from heel to tip. That's one thing I love about a warning. So you just got to choose your poison, or buy both. And lastly, the classic popular knife. So I really thought about this one hard. You know, first I was thinking, you know, the Benchmade 940, thinking about the Benchmade Griptilian or the Swiss Army knife, but I ended up landing with the Spyderco PM2 because it seems like they come out with a different PM2 every single year with upgraded blade steel. They have a standard one that now I think is S45VN and G10 scales. That's going to be your cheapest option. But last year, I picked up this one. This one is in CPM 15V, which is just a crazy edge retention steel. There's so many aftermarket parts for it, so he can dive into that arena. All the different steel options that come out have different scales to them. This one has a compression lock, which I don't have any compression locks on here, so that would give him another locking mechanism. That was another reason why I didn't go with the 940, because he already has some crossbar locks on here. And this one's going to slice better, way better than the Benchmade 940 or the Benchmade Griptilian. I prefer these aftermarket titanium scales on it for comfort. You can choke up on these. That blade shape is super versatile. And then you have that crazy precise tip there. You're definitely not going to drop this one on the ground. Or if this one's a little bit too long for you, they also have the Para 3, which is its little brother. And if the PM2 is not big enough for you, they got the Military. It's got a 4-inch blade. And the Military 2.0 has a compression lock, unlike this one. This is the older one with the liner lock. So tons of options. I really hope some of my fellow creators start this as a tag video so I can, one, show him some other options out there, and I can see how y'all would have went about doing this. And sometimes y'all might show a knife that you've tested and got a lot of use on, and you think it would have been perfect for that spot. I love seeing that kind of stuff. So y'all decide to start this as a tag video, and y'all want to do one yourselves, please tag me in the video and maybe even DM me on Instagram so I know you did the video, and I'll start a playlist so I can point my buddy and anybody else looking to start a nice, well-rounded collection. So if you have any questions about anything in particular, feel free to ask me down below. I'll do my best to answer you. I can't answer everybody's comments. It would take me all day, every day. But I try my best when I can. I try not to spend time away from my family any more than I have to. But yeah, I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. I will see y'all on the next one.